a physical altercation.
Was there physical contact with you before these kids came off the porch?
No, but it was absolutely in that direction. It was just it was split second. It was split second, and they saw it and they jumped down and they give you a hand.
Why don't you tase one of the kids? Well, it was early in your career.
We didn't have tasers then.
Okay, why don't you shoot one of the kids?
Shoot them, yeah. We wouldn't be having this conversation. But yeah, people. You want to know who will help cops? People in the communities where every once in a while you go in there and you got to arrest people. Mm-hmm. Those are the communities that usually stick up for the cops. At the moment when you arrest them and they're giving you a hard time, but when you come in there and people are acting up, that's their community. And you know something? They have a different respect for the cops because they know the cops will cut them a break. Yep. They might arrest them down the road, but they're more apt to cut them a break.
Down the road?
People, they'll pay back the favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the people in the communities that you don't think would help in comparison to the people in the more wealthier communities. You can be getting your ass handed to you. They'll just lock their doors, turn their radio on. They won't give you a time of day.
Huh. Well, I think the other thing about this would be those communities that you talk about where you've got a little more police involvement. You'd also have, let's put it this way, people who grow up in poor neighborhoods, sometimes they have to use their fists to get what they want or to protect what they want. So
people in those communities take care of the trouble themselves. If there's an issue in the community, they don't really want the cops there. Yep. They just kind of deal with it themselves, keep it within the community. Yeah. They keep their community safe.
Geez, I can't. That must have been scary. Two against one. Things getting out of hand.
Oh, well, I didn't say there were 2 11-year-olds, did I?
Huh?
2 11-year-old kids are on their scooters.
They were 2 11-year-olds?
Nah, they were like 18 and 19-year-old kids.
All right. How old are you?
Well, this was 20 years ago, so I was 35.
All right.
About 35.
All right.
Yeah, 35.
That would have been
it would have been interesting.
Yeah,
but
2-on-1
doesn't always work out.
No.
Regardless of who you are.
2-on-1 never seems to work out predictably for either side.
Well, I mean, unless it's you leaving a nightclub and you get 2 girls saying, "Hey, Dave, you want to do a 2-on-1?"
Oh, that almost always ends exactly how you don't expect it to end. Actually, that's exactly how I expect it to end. Let's go to scams because Nathan's getting bored. He wants to go back to doing scams. Nathan, you ever helped the police in an arrest situation?
Fuck. Come on, Nathan. I'm giving them my tax dollars. They can do it themselves.
Here's the thing. Dale talks about the people in the wealthy neighborhoods won't come to help the police, but we all saw that picture from last year when those violent Black Lives Matter protesters went through that affluent neighborhood where the guy in the pink... He had the pink eyes on, or the pink polo shirt on.
Him and his wife came out with their assault rifles?
With his AK, and she's standing there, she holding a gun like she's a villain from Batman, and she's got her striped shirt, and they look like they had just come in from cocktail hour, and they're standing on their front lawn.
Yeah, and very unpredictable, aren't they?
They were helping the police. They were helping the police maintain order by coming out with their guns. And why would we embrace them?
Would we?
Well,
no.
Yeah. No, nothing more fucking reassuring than fucking Cheryl and Bob fucking after 2 mimosas coming out like, all these fucking kids in my fucking neighborhood! I gotta fucking shoot them! Gotta fucking kill them all! It's nothing more fucking reassuring than that. Fucking asshole. Fucking in his polo and khakis coming out. Martha, get my fucking assault rifle.
And of course, this is a nice time to say that we don't have any inside knowledge of whether or not these people came from cocktail hour or not, and anything else that I have to say to protect us legally. But of course, it's just...
You have a right to protect your property, but yeah, usually that right is usually... The threat is inside your property. People have to come in your property, in your house, before you can start donning weapons. You know?
Can you show weapons? Can you do what they did, which is to stand there with weapons?
Every state has a different like protect your house law.
Stand your ground. Yep.
Stand your ground. Obviously, they were prosecuted two sides of the fence on that. Some people believe they could. Some people believe they shouldn't. Usually, if you just go in your house, shut the door, and if they came into your house, if they broke into your house, and you could use whatever force necessarily to kind of diffuse it.
Can you use deadly force in Massachusetts?
If someone breaks into your house?
Yeah.
If someone breaks into your house at 2 a.m, Dave, and they're pounding down your door and they come into your house with a knife?
I thought you had to go in leave out the back door.
No.
Oh.
How don't you live on the third floor of an apartment, Dave?
No, I'm not worried about it now. I'm just thinking of all the missed opportunities that I have.
If you can leave. But if someone breaks into your house with a weapon.
What if they don't have a weapon? Do I have to plant the weapon on them after I shoot them?
Just throw a butter knife at their feet.
All right.
From the kitchen.
Nathan, want to come over tonight?
What are we going to do?
Yeah, the law, every situation, there's so many different variables, but you minding your business, you're asleep, someone breaks into your house, drugged out, whatever they're doing, they're trying to harm you. You can defend yourself, to include deadly force if the situation gets to that point.
Because I don't have a second exit.
Every situation.
Now that you're mentioning this, if they came in through my front door, I don't have a back door. I have no way out. So Nathan, come on over. I'll leave the door unlocked. Bring a cleaver.
Okay.
All right. Excellent. All right. So let's go to scams.
All right. Back to scams.
Yeah.
Baby.
Let's go to back to scams, which most common. I have this right here. Most common. This actually, I came in, my daughter was like 12. My mother's like 1 million. And we walked in the house. She was younger. She was probably 8. My daughter. Anyway, my daughter was a little punk, little punky kid. And I walk in, and my mother is telling us that she just won $1,000 from something. Baby, yep. Yeah, but I think she won it from a Target gift card or something like that. And I just said to my daughter, I said, go fix Grandma's phone, see if you can fix it. And she walked over, she changed the passwords and all this other stuff that kids do that 8-year-olds know that I don't. But yeah, that just won the lottery. This has happened too many times. That was
the most common scam for many, many years. They'd send you an email, the prince of some African nation. You're a long lost family member, and you're the heir to the throne, and there's a check for 1,000, 5,000, 50,000, whatever it is. All you have to do is send your social security number, or all you have to do is deposit this check of 5,000. You keep 4,000 and send us back 1,000, and you do it, and the check bounces a month later or a week later, and now you're out your money. There's so many different ways to do it, whether they send it in the mail, send it via an email, however they do it. The whole premise is you put the check in, you send us a portion of the check never clears, you're out your money.
Yes. Which is, am I correct that that's a variation of the scam from The Sting, which was a 1970s movie with Robert Redford and Paul Newman?
I don't remember. I don't recall that.
They wanted to get Robert Shaw to give them this is the first scam where Robert Shaw vowed revenge. And basically the scam was they come across some money. They tell the guy they're going to split the money, but they should the other party should give them half, and they'll put the other half and they'll put it in an envelope, and then they'll give it to you to hold. And then when you open it up, it's all
monopoly money.
Yeah, monopoly money. Yeah, so it's the same, and it happens, and it works.
Absolutely, it works. We used to pay Monopoly, a little off track here. I lived in Egypt back in the 80s, and we used to pay the Egyptian cab drivers money, Monopoly money. We used to write Ronald Reagan on it and give him the money.
They must have loved you.
Well, when 87% of the country can't read, you pretty much can get away with it.
That's pretty funny.
All right.
Of course, they probably passed it along as legal tender.
Oh, yeah, why not?
And I heard about this happening in Rockport. There was a cop named I think his name was Roger Lesh, and he was the elder affairs officer, or maybe untitled or something like that. But he was telling me about all the scams that they work on old people.
Well, old people are usually a target because a lot of times they have no one to bounce the idea off. They might be alone. They might be losing their faculties a little bit, their ability to reason that out, but absolutely not the only ones. We had a 40-year-old guy come in with his wife with a check with his name on it, $40,000, deposit it into your account, give us 10% back, and he came in, the wife brought him in there, we talked to him, this is a scam, it looks good, it's got your name on it, everything looks like a check, it looks legit, don't do it. Give us the check. We weren't going to give it back to him. He wouldn't leave till we gave him the check. He wanted the check because he didn't believe what we were telling him.
All right. And he was how old?
40-year-old guy, married guy, a couple of little goofy kids. Yeah.
Goofy kids?
Yeah, well,
We're going to get sued. And people just believe it because
it's money, it's greed, their own greed. They want, put it this way, Dave, if I give you a check for 40 and I say, you cashed a check, but give me 10,000 out of it, you're culpable in the scam. You're running the same scam. Right. So don't come to the station looking for me to be sympathetic towards you.
Yeah.
I'll bounce it right back to you. You were part of that scam too.
Yeah.
You just lost.
Yeah.
The loser always does what?
Cries.
Calls the cops.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking to myself.
In any situation.
What did I used to do?
A street fight, a domestic situation, a scam.
They call the cops.
Always call the cops.
They said that I was just in a fight, and you say, what's wrong? And you say, I lost.
Yeah.
All right. And this guy, he had $4,000 he lost?
Yeah, absolutely. You always lose in a scam. You never get your money back.
This person from, I'm trying to think of the case in Rockport, but they actually got the guy at the Western Union counter at the market.
Yeah, that's where it is. It's Western Union because in Western Union, if I'm running a scam and I say to you, wire me $1,000 via Western Union, and you can use anonymous names, just Jimmy. Jimmy's going to pick it up in Western Union. Jimmy 2222. That's the code. You walk into any Western Union place, you say, I'm Jimmy 2222, and Western Union will give you $1,000 without an ID.
Without an ID?
No, you don't need an ID if you do like the secret code way to do it.
Right. And I'm told,
and all scams do the secret code.
The secret.
They never show their driver's license.
Huh. And Western Union is not cooperative with law enforcement.
What do they care? They don't care.
Well,
very rarely.
It's somebody using them for an illegal transaction. You would think it would be bad for business.
Money. They don't.
You would think you would be a good corporate citizen.
Oh, okay. You walk into Walmart. You can do it in Walmart.
Yeah.
Should I go any further with that comment? You walk into Walmart. You think anyone's going to question you?
All right. Let me get to the next one. Apartment scam.
Yeah, this is a huge one. And we see this. This is most common. What happens is someone goes out there, whether they go on the internet, whether they drive by the house, whether they go on Zillow and all houses are out there. They'll take a picture of your house or your apartment and they'll put it out there on Craigslist or wherever they're going to put it, and they'll say it's up for rent, like a summer home down on the Cape. Yep. I'll go down to the Cape. I'll take 4 or 5 snapshots of a summer home. I'll get the address, summer home for rent on Craigslist.
Okay.
People start corresponding with me. What do? They Venmo it. They send it Western Union. They don't even go down there. They believe the person they're talking to is the actual homeowner. So now you roll up down there in July 4th weekend looking to rent that nice little seaside condominium, and guess what? There's already a family there. The homeowner's there. They're having a cookout, and you roll up, Dave, with you and your daughter, thinking you're going to have a nice weekend there, and you got scammed. You don't even know who you sent the money to.
How does anybody trust enough to...
People do it.
Yeah. How do you trust enough to send the money? How do you do it? How do you trust enough to send to anybody?
People are just so trustworthy. See, you're laughing at me. It's like you cops don't trust anyone. That's right, we don't. We don't trust a lot of people because we see all this stuff. We see the bad in people. Let me tell you, I'm going to give you another one. We laughed a little bit at it because it was funny, but it was sad. We had a girl come from Connecticut with a U-Haul truck. Her mom, and her dad, and they pulled up to an apartment complex loaded with furniture and all sorts of other stuff. It was a Saturday morning. We got a call because it was like a dispute. Can I say those words? A dispute.
Yep.
They were trying to move into an apartment for the girl for college.
That was already occupied.
Yeah, it was already occupied.
Oh,
$5,000